Jose, what for you were the benefits of, as a filmmaker, of approaching this story nearly 30 years on after the original, and why did you want to do that?
Right. Well, I guess what was fictional in the 80s is now true, because RoboCop talks about automating law enforcement and perhaps automating war, and it's happening. You know, we are already flying drones in foreign countries and killing people by using them, dehumanizing war in a certain sense. Not that war can be a humanistic activity, but we'll soon be replacing soldiers with robots, and that raises a lot of questions: political questions, philosophical questions, ethical questions. And I thought I could use the concept of RoboCop and do a movie that would provoke people to think about those issues.
I'm sure you have a background in physics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if so, do you watch other sci-fi movies perhaps and think, well, that would never happen when you're an audience member?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's very hard to predict the future. And I look at the classic sci-fi movies, and I do love sci-fi movies, and none of them has an internet in them. You know what I mean? It's very hard to know what's going to happen next. But we do know certain things. We know that we will be using robots for law enforcement and war pretty soon. It's already going on. We know it's an important issue. We also know that biology is going to change. We're going to be able to manipulate genes, and that's going to have serious consequences. And so, sci-fi is like that. You look at a good sci-fi, and you got elements of it that take place, become real, and others that don't, and they are truly fictional. And that's part of the fun of reading sci-fi, you know.
And what about the casting of Joel Kinnaman? Why did you think he was right for the role, and how impressed were you by his commitment?
Right. I mean, Alex Murphy, in our version of RoboCop, he wakes up and he's fully aware. He's a man there. He has memories, emotions, and his cognitive abilities are there. And this doctor comes to him and says, "You're no longer a man, you're a robot." And now he has to face an existential question. Is life still worth living like this? Can I still relate to my wife and my son? What am I? What have I become? And so RoboCop in our movie, he has an arc. We don't kill Alex Murphy right off the bat. Slowly he loses his humanity. And in order to do that, you need a great actor. It's as simple as that. It's not about star power. It's about acting power. And Joe Kinnaman is just a great actor. We did several auditions with several actors, and he just nailed it. I mean, over and over again, he came two or three times to auditions, and he would do the scenes, and everybody would get emotional in the room. It's just as good as that. And then opposite to him, it's Gary Oldman, and it doesn't get better than that as far as acting goes.
And tell us about the music. There's a nod to the original there, isn't there? Why did you want to bring that element in?
Right. I mean, I wanted to use music that people would not expect to listen in a movie like RoboCop. So you got the Concierto de Aranjuez, classic Spanish guitar. You got Frank Sinatra singing Fly Me to the Moon. You got Hocus Pocus from Focus, a classic 70s rock and roll. And then you got the best rock and roll band in the world, The Clash. You don't wait for those things in RoboCop. So that, I got a kick out of that a little bit. And then, we tried to bring the original RoboCop team inside a part of the movie that we call the Pat Novak Show, which is very ironic and true to the spirit of the first movie.
And Samuel L. Jackson's brilliant in that, isn't he? Jose, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.